I'm Benny D, and in this video we're going to look at how to find the area of composite shapes. Okay, what do we mean by composite shape? Okay, a composite shape is a shape that's made up of two or more regular shapes. So for example, we could do the classic house looking design. Okay, so we've got a square and a triangle joined together to make one shape. Right, now in this we can see that our square has dimensions of 3 centimeters and 3 centimeters. Okay. Our triangle has a base of 3 centimeters as well, and in this case it's got a height of 3 centimeters. Okay. So what we need to do is actually just combine some of the formulas that we learnt in previous videos. So we've got a rectangle here or a square. We know that area equals length times width. And we know we've got this triangle here, and we've found already from previous videos that our area for our triangle is a half times the base times the height. Okay? Remembering, always remember that our dimensions need to be perpendicular to each other, so at right angles. Right? Which is why I've taken this distance here as our height of our triangle as opposed to the length of this line here. Because otherwise it's not perpendicular to the base of our triangle. So I need this way. So what we can do is basically just find out our two parts of that. Okay. So we can do our length times our width for our rectangle. So we can say that is 3 times 3, which is 9 centimeters squared. And we can do a half times our base, which is 3, times our height, which is also 3, which is going to give us 4.5 centimeters squared. Don't expect you to do all this maths in your head. Okay, fine if we want to use a calculator to help us out. So now I have the area of the triangle, the area of the square. So my total area is going to equal 9 plus 4.5, which equals 13.5 centimeters squared. Okay, so that's one example of how to find the area of a composite shape. Okay, but we can have lots of different types of composite shapes. Okay, lots of different examples for this. Okay, so this time we're going to go for one that's a little bit trickier. Okay, so I've got a rectangle here with part of a circle cut out of it. Okay, and we want to find this area here. Okay, so we can see that we've got this rectangle has a length of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centimeters and a height of 1, 2, 3, 4 centimeters. We can see here we've got a circle, it's a semicircle or half a circle. We can see that the radius is 1 centimeter. Okay, so again, the area of our rectangle is length times width. In this case, 5 times 4, which gives us 20 centimeters squared. We have our circle, so area of our circle, that is pi times the radius squared. Now remember, we can say it's 3.14, we use that approximation, times our radius, which is 1, times our squared. Well, 1 times 1 is just 1. And 1 times pi is going to give us pi, which is 3.14. Now the thing is though, this was a whole circle. I don't want a whole circle. I want less than a full circle. I want half a circle. Okay, so our area is actually going to need to be divided by 2, okay, which is going to give us 1.57 centimeters squared. Now we need to look at that. Well, I'm not adding it on though. I don't want that area of the circle. I want this taken away. It's been cut out. So my total area is going to be the area of my rectangle, which is 20, minus the area of this semicircle, which was 1.57, which means my area is going to be 18.43 centimeters squared. Okay, so say a little bit different with that one. Okay, let's have a look at one more. Okay. Oops. This time we have a trapezium with half a circle added to it. Right? So we need to have a look here. What we're going to use, so our area of our trapezium, remember from previous videos, is top plus bottom divided by 2 times by the height. Right? I'm going to label this equation 1, okay, which I'm allowed to do. Okay, so just a different way to organise our work here. Okay, and then our area of our circle, we know that's equal to pi r squared. Okay, I'm going to call this equation 2. So, I'm going to keep working with equation 1 and say, well, for this, okay, I can see they only actually want half the circle. So I'm actually going to say for this one that I'm going to divide it by 2 in here. Okay, because I only want half the circle. And our total area is going to equal equation 1 for our trapezium plus equation 2. Okay, just a different way of doing some working out for this. So I'll just jump down here so I've got enough room. The total area equals equation 1, the top length is 3 plus the bottom length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 divided by 2, right, times by our height, which is 1, 2, 3, right, plus our pi, 3.14, times our radius, which in this case is 2 squared, divided by 2, because we only want half of our circle. So we can work through this. 3 plus 7 is 10, divided by 2 is going to be 5. 5 times 3 plus, we say 3.14 times 2 squared, that's 3.14 times 4 divided by 2. Well, 5 times 3 is 15. Plus, we do a little trick here because we can go, well, 4 divided by 2 is 2. Right? And then we go 2 times pi, which is going to be 6.28 with our approximation for pi. Which means we're going to get a total area of 21.28 centimetres squared. Right? So the main tips for these type of questions is identify which shapes that are involved. Okay? Identify if it's the whole shape or not, or only part of the shape, like we had here. We're only using part of our circle. Identify then what our formulas are that we need to use, and how those formulas link together. In this case, in the first case, we're adding our 2 parts together, but in the middle example, the second one, we actually had to subtract those 2 parts. Okay? Then we take the values for our dimensions and pop them into our equation. We can use our calculator for any of this number work. There is no dramas with that whatsoever, working our way down to what our total answer is. So hopefully they'll give you a bit of a head start on working with composite shapes.